sales and the customer service team. So what are some of the ways that you've experienced throughout your career on some really good ways to build a customer-centric business?
Yeah, I think there's two main things that I highlight. I mean, the relationship that you build with sales is super important, that we did very well at HubSpot, and what I'm seeing here at Emotive, and that is when you're a smaller group, you can build those personal relationships. And then the other side I'll quickly touch on is, again, it's so fun. I'm trying to think of how to actually explain it, but we'll start with the first one. When you build those relationships with sales, it's super important. When we were scaling in Sydney and we were 30, 40 people, I knew every single sales rep. We were all good mates. And if they sold, not saying they sell a bad deal or they didn't cover something or it didn't come up, I can go over and have a frank conversation with them. If I didn't do something in onboarding that they promised, they can have a direct conversation with me. And it was on the floor. And obviously in a remote world, it's more important than ever to have that relationship with sales, but being able to push each other, give each other clear feedback without being defensive is just making for a very smooth sales process. In Sydney, that was brilliant. We knew everyone, we were all growing together. In the US, it was still at a very high level for HubSpot as an example, but there were thousands. There were so many teams. That alignment as you scale naturally just gets so tough and the details fall through the gaps. So that's definitely one part. And now I remember the second part is definitely around instilling people with the ability to do their job. Emotive, HubSpot, there is no micromanagement. People are really built from the ground up to design and build their own solutions and just be entrepreneurs basically. And one phrase that I still remember to this day, solve for the customer. I know it sounds a little bit cliche perhaps, but everyone at HubSpot had that mentality of what do I need to do to solve this problem for the customer? Sales, onboarding, the customer success team, everyone would literally say that several times a day when we're having a conversation. And I mean, Dharmesh and Brian, who built HubSpot, founded HubSpot, they instilled it from day one and it is woven into the fabric. Everyone says it. And I think that's starting from the beginning and growing right. If they didn't do it well, then they'd be kicking themselves down the track because it would be near impossible to change. So they set that expectation and that culture up nice and early.